compassionate, the merciful. Well, in the previous, in fact, voice, I talked about the pronunciation of plurals. Okay, I'm going to review this part and go to another example of pronunciation of something else, the pronunciation of ed past. But before that, I'm going to review the pronunciation of plurals. We said for the list A, Z is in fact added to list A. For the list B is S is added, and for the list C is added. Why? Because it is the three rules that we have here. After Z, after these words, S after these words, as you see on the middle of the page, and as after these words. These are the same as the ones that we see on A, B, C on top. Okay, in the list A, B, C on top. Now we said that we look at the last sound of the word to see which of these three words, three allomorphs, three variations are going to, in fact, be added. Z, S, or Z. Okay, Z, like this, upside down, E and Z. Okay, so we said first of all we look at number 1, and next we look at number 2. Rule number 1 wants to add a schwa, and rule number 2 wants to say all sounds that are voiced need z. All sounds that are voiceless need s. That's it. Now we want to continue with additional examples of allomorphs. Well, it's on page 220. Well, again we say the, in fact, regular, the the formation of line 1, the formation of regular plurals is like the one that we just talked about just now. Okay, so we say like plurals, line 2. Some irregular past tenses conform to no particular, in fact, rule and must be learned individually. It is like irregular verbs in English. We put them aside, and after that, like what? Like such as go, which the past tense is went, and sing, which is the past tense is sang. Now hit, and which the past tense is hit. But for the regular ones, we have again the three types of pronunciations: d, t, and ud. Three types of pronunciations of regular past tense. Regular past tense. Okay, this is important. Well, in order to understand, you have to look at the three lists, A, B, and C. So set A. Set A says gloat, past tense is gloated. Raid, the past tense is raided. Okay, so we add id for the set A. Well, let us go to set B. We say grab, we say grabbed. Hog, past tense, hogged. And phase, past tense, phased. Okay? Plan, past tense, planned. Okay? For the set B, you see that we add d sound. What about the t sound? Look. Set C talks about the t sound. Well, the first one is reap, past tense, reaped. Okay? Poke, past tense, poked. okay? And kiss, past tense, kissed, kissed, okay? Now, let us go to fish, fishing, okay? Past tense is fished, okay? And patch, past tense is patched. So we want to say why we have set A, set B, and set C, okay? Set A says gloat, gloated. We add ud. For set B, we said, as I told you, we add d sound. For the set C, we add t sound. So let us see. Again, similar to, in fact, regular plurals, we have a rule here. What does it say? It says number 1 and 2. Number 1 and 2. Okay? For number 1, we say, well, suppose that the pronunciation here is the. Okay? Now we add something. What is that? We add a schwa. We add a schwa. Insert a schwa before the past tense morpheme when the regular verb ends in a non-nasal alveolar stop. Okay? Non-nasal alveolar stop. For the previous one, we said for the sibilants, for the pronunciation of plurals. But we say here, non-nasal alveolar stops, we add schwa for past tense. Okay? Number 2. Now, change the past tense morpheme to a voiceless t when a voiceless sound precedes it. What does it mean? You change it to t. Okay, it is similar to changing z to se in the previous example. Remember, there's these two things are first of all similar. Number 1, regular past tense. Number 2, the previous example, plural, regular plurals. Okay? Now, we say the regular plural in English is z sound, which is sometimes we add a schwa before it, and sometimes we change it to se. Here, similarly, we say that the regular past tense is d. Sometimes we add ud, we add a schwa before it to say ud. Sometimes we change it to t. That's it. And all languages are like this. Well, if you actually look down here, you see examples from other languages that we are not going to talk about. Okay? That's it. So remember, in today's, in fact, presentations, we talked about 2 things. What are the 2 things? We said that number 1, past tense here today, this, in fact, voice, and we talked about regular plural in the previous, in fact, voice. Okay, so we say we have 3 things here. Okay, I'm going to talk about these 3 things in the next voice. Thank you very much.